So tell us a little bit about your involvement with East West Players.
I've just been a longtime supporter. I was the artistic director for the Lodestone Theater Ensemble, which was around for about 10 years. We were here with the shift and the big move, and so we kind of took over their 99-seat stuff. And big fan of, 45 years. This is a huge history for us.
How do you think like Asian influence in the media has changed over that time?
I think it's mostly because there's more of us behind the scenes. We have a lot more control over the content, and that's the key. I think what we're seeing is the result of that, because we have producers and directors and executive producers and writers who are behind the scenes creating material for us. And in the meeting room, we actually make the decisions of who's going to be cast. We have a lot more opportunities now.
Your lucky number?
Sure. Well, my full name actually means something else, but it's just when you do the literal translation, it just means 70. It's actually the number 7 in Korean, and my last name, Kong, really means 0, so it's like 70. That's my name. I'm actually part of the ABC directing program, so I'm directing for film and TV. One's called the Mikado Project, which is about an Asian American theater company who decides to do the Mikado, which the history behind that is that it's never been done in the United States by an all-Asian cast. Then the other one is an office comedy called Qwerty, which is in post right now.
And it's really great to see like how you're helping out the Asian community through all the things that you're doing. Like you're saying behind the scenes and getting more active in that.
Yeah, I don't know if my intention is to go out and help the community. I think it's more about finding people who are Asian American who are just putting their work out. That's just by doing that, you're doing our community a huge service. So stereotypes exist because there's some of it is true, and I'm okay with that as long as there's a counterbalance somewhere else. Now, there's been incremental steps throughout in the past 5 or 6 years. Like Heroes was a prime example. Heroes was a massive show where the most popular character was Hero, which was a Japanese guy. And I'll tell you, there was a little bit of an uproar over that character from the Asian American side because they're like, oh great, he's he has an accent and he's a geeky guy, but people like him. There's a reason why people like him, and he's an Asian American actor. Leave him alone. So what I found interesting is that even with our own community, we have our own struggles, with representation and how we perceive as good representation. So, we're going to argue, I guess, pretty much for the rest of our lives.